There are paintings that can make you feel immensely sad as they tug on the threads of your heart and make you feel what the subjects of the painting are feeling. Tragedies, sorrow, unhappiness. Wait, this one is different. This painting looks sad, but there's something more to it. There's something haunting about it. It takes a moment for the impact of this painting to settle in, and when it does, you realize what's going on here. The painting is called The Acrobats, but the title can be different based on the translations. It might be called The Family of the Acrobats or The Wounded Child. The names vary, but the scene remains the same. A grieving mother holding her child close to her heart. The man here is the father. He sits on the side looking at the whole scene with a bizarre numbness. But what really gets our attention is the painful, wincing face of this poor child. So what exactly is happening here? And what's this painting about? There are two ways to look at this painting. The first way makes you sympathize with the parents, but the second way might make you hate them. By the time this video ends, you might find yourself in a tug of war between choosing the side. It is a confusing scene, but that's because there are so many metaphors right in front of your eyes that tell the complete story behind this painting. And more importantly, who is responsible for the death of this child? Yeah, you heard that right. This poor child did not survive the injury. In fact, this painting is showing his last moments. There is so much of symbolism in this painting, it's gonna blow your mind. The father dressed as a clown, the owl sitting here, the crowd behind, everything has a meaning. But you know what's the most heartbreaking part of this painting? These cards on the ground. So how did all of this happen? In this episode of Artsite, we're looking at the painting The Acrobats by the French painter Gustave Dore. I know this is not the right way to say his name, but literally, pardon my French. It was painted in 1874 and to this date, it is one of his most polarizing paintings. I mean, one can understand why. People are either shocked in a good way by the painting's raw and powerful scene, while others are shocked in the bad way, as in they can't see the child suffering. There's no one in between who likes seeing the child suffer though, at least I hope so. So from the scene and the clothes, and of course the name of the painting, we can understand that this is a family of acrobats who work in a small moving circus. They move around different parts of the country, performing wherever they can to earn a bit of money. But here's the thing, the mother is not a circus performer. Her robe, the very noticeable crown on her head, the hoop earring, all of these things indicate that she is a fortune teller. So the father and the child were the performers of the show, along with some other people. The accident happened most likely due to a fall when the kid was trying to walk on that rope. A terrible headfirst fall led to a grave injury. This is a heartbreaking scene, no doubt about that. But many times the power of the scene can take away the attention from the subtle aspects of this painting. Look at the cards lying near the woman's foot. You think that's just a mindless addition? Nope, the cards are telling a very important part of the story. Perhaps the most heartbreaking one. A scene like this might make you ask, why are they just sitting around doing nothing? Their expression, their body language, and the pain on their faces all suggest as if they have given up on the kid. But the kid is still alive, at least for now. Why don't they take him to a hospital or a doctor? This is where the cards come in. The lady is a fortune teller and hence a tarot card reader. But here's the thing, you don't really need tarot cards to tell the future. The same can be done with normal playing cards as well. And the cards shown in the painting are not just there to fill the scene. Notice how out of all the cards, only the Ace of Spades is detailed enough to be noticed. This is shown for a reason. In cartomancy, which is fortune telling using playing cards, the Ace of Spades is often associated with death. This association is not direct. It can also mean something big that completely changes the person. An impactful event. Anything, but usually it has some negative connotations. So the reason why the parents are not going to any doctor is because they already know the fate of their child. The mother used the cards to know what's going to happen, and the Ace of Spades was enough to let her know what needs to be done. All they can do is just stay close to their child. So here's the polarizing part. Do you think she did the right thing? Were the cards all that was needed to know the fate of the child? If acted on time, she could have saved the boy. While she clearly suffers here, isn't she also at fault for not doing anything? Think about it. This is a complex question to answer. And while you do that, let's come to the subtle symbolism of the painting, starting with the bird here. The owl is not just one of the bizarre pets these people have. This is yet another symbol that the artist placed to convey a deeper message. Owls are generally associated with wisdom and knowledge. And what kind of expression can you see on the owl's face? The unbothered and uncaring look on its face and how it just looks away from the tragic scene shows how the woman and the man did not think about the danger they were putting their son into. The owl represents wisdom, and the wisdom has forsaken them. One of the things that might be overlooked here is the subtle way Dore has divided the painting. He's showing us the show that goes on behind the scenes. Did you notice how peculiar the lighting of the scene is? Things in the background are dimly lit. This is the place where the acrobats were performing, so this should be well lit, right? Yet it is obscured in darkness. But look at the shadows of these objects and the dog. This clearly suggests that the light source is coming from this side, almost as if a spotlight has been turned on to light up the woman and the child, and some parts of the clown. This lighting effect puts the three in the spotlight. It's the show behind all the cheer and laughter and gags. The contrast between what goes on here and what's going on here is stark. Then there's the famous symbol of the sad clown. There have been many paintings that show a sad clown because it has a huge impact on people. A clown and sorrow are two completely unrelated things, and when presented together, our minds get a bit of a shock. The clown who makes others laugh, is crying and hiding, is a powerful symbol. There's another version of the same painting that looks a bit more bizarre. It is dark, gloomy, and their faces are a nightmare fuel. This painting was made before the colorful one, so it might be that the darker, gloomier painting shows the concept, while this painting shows the final version with the animals and cards added. What I really like about this version of the painting is that it perfectly shows the remorse and guilt on the father's face. He knows that he is responsible for this outcome, and he can barely move to comfort his child or disturb his wife. Some sources suggest that the artist got the inspiration to paint this scene after a real incident in which the child of the circus performer died in one of the performances. This could be true, as though his usual subjects were the poor and working class. The artist painted scenes of the dark and somber places, trying to show the bleaker side of life. So here we are, two parents surviving the guilt of doing something wrong while their child is dying. This is one of the ways to see it. The other way to look at it is the father was responsible for the injury and the mother was responsible for not doing anything. The first painting shows the scene in a very personal and raw way, while the second one dramatizes it, making it more impactful. But I want to know what you guys think about the scene and the painting. Which one of them is more impactful to you and why? Type it all in the comments section below. I want to read all your opinions and answers. And as always, if you came till here, thank you for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Consider subscribing if you enjoy watching the interesting stories behind art and paintings. Till we meet next time, have a great day ahead.